He's going to carry on talking and he's muted. He's live and he's muted.
Why do I always do that? Hello, everyone. I should have used sign language. It would have made more sense. Welcome to Collectors Community and our relaxed afternoon where we can share our collections with each other, get some tips and ideas, and have some games, and generally just have an enjoyable time. And of course, I'm the skipper, the Numismaniac, and this is my first mate, Dale at CoinWorld UK. How are you doing, Dale?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Skipper. I'm just getting myself sorted here because I need to get a small what do they call it? Oh, yeah, but we've seen it before. Good night, sweet. I love you. Good night, Lolly. Good night. Do you want to hug then, you two, or what? Yeah. Come on, come here. Oh, come on, you superwoman. Well, you gonna wear your Wonder Woman outfit tonight, babe? No, I can give you a copy. Oh, what do they call them?
Will you find the key lock at the front door?
Yeah, let's see it.
Say goodnight tomorrow, so we can go.
That's what I'm looking for. Oh, my back.
And can you just listen tonight and not talk?
Okay.
Good night, sweetheart.
Because then I ain't got to complain about you. Because I can't hear anybody else, I can only hear you.
That's because I'm in the room.
I'm just saying.
Well, it looks pretty quiet in chat tonight.
Good night, sweetheart. When you go to bed,
Yeah.
when you go to bed, make sure that you sweet dreams, okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put out a community post again, Skipper.
No problemo.
So I'll just put your that Henry III coin in here for you. So send it out. Okay.
Ooh, sweet. Yeah, my son gave me the that $50 gift card from West Edmonton Coin and Stamp.
Oh yeah.
For my birthday, and I went in there and I saw Jack. He's the owner of the local local coin shop. And man, oh man, it was an interesting thing. Of course, again, we don't have anybody in chat. Hopefully, they can check this later on. But what I did was I took a look in my albums, see which spaces were empty. Made a list. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a little list. And I noted whether the things were key dates or not. I work backwards. So I get the newer ones and I work back and filling in the spots that were empty. And I went in and checked on little things. Any of the ones that had question marks are ones I knew I couldn't afford. But I wanted to find out how much they were worth. Mm. So when I went in, Jack helped me out. Again, he knew I had a $50 gift card. He says, I looked at him. I said, look, Jack, I got $100 to work with total, including the gift card. So with that, he looked at the ones and he explained to me that some of the key dates I have there are worth several $1,000s. So that's definitely going to be one of those issues that many of us guys that collect. That's the last thing that we're going to pick up. So the first thing that he found me was an 1886 small six. Well, I was looking for the hold on, that's the 5-cent piece, and that's it there that I picked up, and you can see that one there is $100.
Wow.
All right, but it's in beautiful shape.
What if you hold it up again a second, go flip it round a sec. What does that is that a small 6?
Yeah, you have a large 6 and a large 6 and a small 6. So if you look at 1886,
So
there's a difference. The style of the 6 is different. One is a little bit larger than the other one. So if you want the whole, now this I have the large 6. I just needed the small 6. So he gave me that $100 coin. All right, and then he says, you're such a good customer. Pick one more out, and I managed to get the 1916 quarter that I was missing, and as you can see there, he wanted 1440. Says it's yours, just take it. So I got that buck.
That is really, really cool.
It's not the highest grade in the world, but you know what?
You got
it.
That's the
it's a gift. It's, as far as that's a gift. So I've got that.
Forever.
Yeah, so I've got I've got those 2 spots. It's been a while since I've added to my older collection, and that's what typically as a collector you should be doing. You don't have to haul your albums down with you. Just look what you got, write down what you need, stick it in your pocket, go down and ask them, well, what do you have and how much are they worth? And it's always a good idea, of course, to also see what they're listed for. But generally speaking, on average, the coin shops, of course, they have to make some money too. But you're pretty close to the ballpark when it comes to the amount that they're charging in a lot of these places. So, and Jack is really, really fair. I explained to him, I says, you know what? You've got to start getting some hats and some shirts out with your logo for your coin shop out there, because the coin community likes that stuff. I mean,
yeah,
you look at the one I got here. This isn't a stack of pancakes I'm wearing. Those are coins with syrup. Okay, there's all kinds of cool things that you can do, right? So he says, it's a good idea, but I'm just worried about the security of the collectors. This is, you know what? You know yourself as a collector, you should have at least 7 layers of security in your home. And if you have a large amount of coinage, it should be vaulted or put in a secure location. And most of the collectors out there today like showing that they're collectors. And how many people now are wearing shirts and hoodies and hats that show that they like coin collecting? Tons.
I'm going to be doing some more designs. I'll be working that over the weekend. I'm going to try and do some more over the weekend. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm not overtied with, throughout the week, because that's what I'm going to be doing with that. So
Darren is in the house.
Darren. So with as I said, with our stream tonight, I've got a few things I want to show. This is going to go to Jason because I've been after one of these and I'm waiting for some badges to come in as well. So it's going to be a bit of a mixture when I send this stuff out. So got this for Darren today, for Jason today. And I don't know what, obviously I've been asking the bookstore, do you get any of these in? I know they had loads in at one point. I had loads and loads and loads of these things in.
Is that the English Cub Scout program?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was only 2 years old when this came out. So.
Wow, that's a really old book.
Yeah, I mean, it's stone. You feel the chisel marks like it was yesterday.
That's right.
Cave painting. Like they cut it out from a cave painting library.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can tell it's been kept really well. The pages are crisp in it still. But yeah, you can tell it's from the 70s. But yeah, I mean the puzzles haven't even been done. So the color shows you how to make a kite. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good teamwork. Go back. Go home. Good teamwork. The mud lark. There you go. That's where they're fighting around in mud. Bit boys being boys.
Mm-hmm.
You have Neil Armstrong in there. The Apollo moon landing. So it's quite a lot of variety stuff. The rescue of Michael. The war board to make. So you can make like the shows you how to make the fleur de lis, I believe, as a war board. Pretty cool. Leaf casting, rescuing, the magic wallet. I mean, look at these old photos there. Look. That is pretty awesome, isn't it? The Chief Scout, Sir William Gladstone. On Wednesday, July 26, 1972, I was a month and 4 days at St James's Palace. Farrip 45 in London. The Council of Scouts Association met. The purpose of the meeting was elected as the new Chief Scout of the United Kingdom. Overseas branches that see Lord McLean many long hours. So that's pretty cool. Sir William King and Chief Lady Gladstone.
You know, it's interesting. You showed that the Scout Fleur de Lis.
Yeah.
Do you know what the significance is of the Scout Fleur de Lis?
Is it like the points to like I mean, Fleur de Lis is quite old, but I'm not sure about the scouting point of view.
Ferret 45's in the house.
But go on, enlighten me then, please, Skipper.
Well, the Fleur de Lis is the main element of in the logo of most scouting organizations, and it represents the main theme of scouting, the outdoors and the wilderness. The white represents purity, and the purple represents leadership and help given to others. The three petals or leaves represent the threefold scout promise: duty to God and country, duty to self, and duty to others. It's much the same way as the three leaves of the trefoil represent the threefold promise of the guides. Now, when Lord Robert Stevenson Smythe Baden-Powell, who's the founder of Scouting, explained that the Scouts adopted the fleur-de-lis symbol from its use in the compass rose. Now, I'm sure you've seen that before because it points in the right direction and upwards, turning neither to the right or the left, since these lead backwards again. The two small 5-pointed stars that you'll find on the Scout fleur-de-lis, they actually represent the 10 points of the original Scout laws. The reef knot or square knot represents the strength of World Scouting. The rope is for unity of Scouts throughout the world. And the ring holding the petals together represents the bond of brotherhood. Now, that's pretty significant. There's a lot of meaning behind the Scout fleur-de-lis.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And Alexander's going, blah, 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 Captain.
I wonder how much his book cost when it first came out. That'd be interesting.
You know, typically speaking, when you take a look at older books, you just walk away and go, oh, man, has the cost of living ever gone up?
You know what?
Yes.
You can tell this is old. Doesn't even have a barcode on it. So that.
No, of course not. We didn't have stuff like that. We had the stickers they used to use on the sticker gun.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Well, and Alexander goes, "What's the on the boot? On the boot yourself, you boot boy."
this was made in Manchester. And
You mean
it was actually the editor's notes, contributions to future issues of this annual should be sent to the general editor, the Scouts Association, 25 Buckingham Palace Road, London.
Aha. Yes, Alexander, we're talking about the Scouts.
And do you know how much that cost me today when I found out? Zoe found it, and he goes, "Is Jason after any of these?" I went, "Yeah." I goes, "Well, I hope so. I'm going to send him it anyway."
You know, it's been fun since I've retired from scouting. I've got boxes of old manuals and magazines back 30, 40 years. And essentially I've been just going because they're bulk, right? I've been sending them down to Jason in bulk. He's like, "What are you sending?" Because of the resources in them. Don't worry about the Canadian content, but it's showing you scouting skills that they typically don't do anymore.
Yeah.
They've gotten away from so much of the traditional scouting. Yeah. If you want to do a theme camp or do a pioneer camp or something like that, I said, I bet you your scout, and he did. He actually paid for and set up a scout hall. That's pretty generous. So he's got a scout hall. And the first thing I said to him, "Do you have a spar shed?" Okay, now Jason's been around for a while. He says, "What's a spar shed?" I said, "You don't know what a spar shed is? You're kidding me." I says, "It's one of the most important things that any scout would want on the next to the scout hall. Those are all the poles that have been properly treated and cambered at the end and set up so that you can do all your pioneering projects. It's so you can build your rope bridges. You got your block and cat tackle. You've got your different types of nylon and hemp rope, your manila ropes, and just all kinds of stuff. Marlin spikes, so you can actually do the ends of your rope and learn it with nylon. Of course, a lot of it's melted. Or you learn how to do frapping turns and stuff like that. You build these cool things. You can build picnic tables. You can build shelters. You can build catapults, all kinds of things. And it's all kept in a spar shed, which protects it from the weather." Yeah. He says, "I've never seen something like that." Oh, guess what? It's time you tried out real scouting. Get into it. And you know what? I know Jason will encourage the kids to do that. But again, they have a lot of rules for insurances because they're afraid to, break a nail or something. It's so restricted now.
It is very, very watered down. I mean, I was never in the Scouts. As I said, I was in the cadets for years, and even now they don't even. It's very rare they go up to the range. Very rare they go flying. Very rare to do any of this stuff.
Yeah, I used to take my Rover Scouts, which is the older section. We're talking 18-year-olds. Sport parachuting. We used to do whitewater rafting in Venturers and Rovers. We used to do mountaineering, all kinds of great things. But now a lot of that stuff they won't let them do because of insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, so you join Scouts. What are you going to do? Sell cookies? Yeah. Are you going to sell popcorn? You're turning Scouts into junior salespeople. Come on.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. Because I was kind of lucky with the era I was in, because when I left, it was coming down to the point as where it was changing.
Yeah.
And like before, there was a crash between two Chipmunk aircraft, and had two cadets in them because obviously it's like a tandem flight. And they had two, and what they were doing is basically the pilots were trying to scare these two girls into doing aerobatics. Now, normally, the practice is that when they take off, one is 20 miles away from the airport, one like south, or depends which way the runway is facing. and the other one is 20, it's not 20, but 20 minutes away from the other one north. So you don't see the planes. But this particular incident, I mean, you can go and read about it. It was a crash between, they were dogfighting. These two pilots had a couple of girls in the back winding them up, and they crashed because the pilots weren't trained in, they were only instructors. They weren't actually trained in flipping the aircraft over or anything like that, and they lost control, both of them. So now they only allow one plane up at a time, and you have to be a certain rank. Which has basically ruined it for everybody. But yeah, it's I was kind of lucky because you get to go, you get to actually fly the aeroplane. When you're younger, take control of the aircraft when you're younger. As long as you do it properly, and you listen to the instructions. But now they don't even do that anymore.
That's a shame. That really is a shame.
Yes, I've experienced some stuff that these ones won't even unless you actually go into the regulars, you wouldn't probably experience it. I was kind of lucky. I was very lucky. I used to go flying every weekend because Lynham, as I said, we had Lynham. You probably heard of these bases: RF Lynham, Lavington, Abingdon, Bryce Norton. Can't remember the other one. Fairford was open at the time, so we used to phone up, get a flight down there. So we used to get like a lift and say, "Yeah, we've got a flight." Long as it's internal, like just a cargo flight or whatever, and just jump in.
You've caught me off guard because whenever I went to Europe, now I've been to Europe quite a few times. Here's how it worked for me going overseas. Flying across Canada, land in Trenton, leave Trenton, fly across the ocean. Oh, there's Gatwick. Hit Gatwick. Get on the tarmac. Oh, refuel. Up. Never even left the plane. Take off. Land in Lahr. As soon as we got in Lahr, they dumped us out. We went to the Europa Hof. We had a decent meal. Last meal we'd have in 6 months. And then they throw us back into the C-130s and fly us either to Cyprus or Damascus, which is where they typically landed to go to the Golan, or to Ismailia in Egypt. So I never got to go any place. My whole thing with England was touch and go. I got to look out because I'm in England. Oh wow! Oh, that was it. It's done. Out of the porthole. Yeah, it's like a fishbowl. That's it.
If you ever see a Hercules up close, they look unsafe as anything, right?
Yeah, they should be able to fly. They're like bumblebees.
They shouldn't. They're exactly like a bumblebee. And trust me, they're the most uncomfortable things in the world, right? And but when you say look out a window, what it means, what he's missing out here, you got mesh. Okay, you got this red mesh everywhere, and you got to try and look through the mesh to have a look out the window like this. Skipper, is that correct?
Oh, that's your seat.
And then that's
the back of your seat. You have to pull it open. Sometimes they're not red, sometimes they're yellow. It depends on what they put in. You pull them apart, you look through. Also, we didn't have, when I went in, I'm really dating myself here. We didn't have decent air defenders. We have these little earplugs, and if you forgot earplugs, you were putting cigarette butts in your ear to keep from damaging your eardrums.
And it's windy.
And the whole way you could talk and you barely hear one another. It was just this roar.
Yeah.
Very, very loud.
It's that loud. You can hear the flaps changing. You can hear the rudder moving. You can hear the aircraft is designed so the wheel's basically on the outside. So they got these covers. And if you're sat next to the wheel well, it's a vibration really like this. Oh my God! You don't know what to hold.
But you know what's really cool about that though? When you do pull it apart, you look out the window. If you're really lucky, you're flying over a place like the Swiss Alps, and you look down, and you're so close to the bloody tops, you can see the shadow of your plane on the snow, and you're like, "We're too close." Like, what the heck is going on here? And you'll watch planes fly by. That was cool. Watching planes fly by underneath you. And, oh, wow. Okay. There's a lot of traffic around here. We're too close.
It's a bit busy up there, and it looks.
It is. It is.
It looks like a clear sky, and the sky is built up of roads. So you got to think there's like a highway. So in different levels. So an interchange. Think of a motorway, and you go down an interchange. So you got to call the ATC to level down, and they got to make sure that there's nothing coming your way. So it's like an on-off ramp. That's the best way of looking at it. And in a Hercules, I don't know if you ever experienced this. Do you ever go up in the cockpit? You have to go upstairs.
Oh, no, but my kid did.
I did.
My kid was wearing a scout uniform, and that pilot and his crew thought it was so cute. They grabbed him out of the back. I was giving him a flight. I was taking him to Shearwater, and they brought him up. I never got to go up there. My kid flew the whole way in the cockpit. Meanwhile, I'm down there by myself, listening to the roar.
I navigated for about 25 minutes. That's on the right. The navigation's on the right hand side. There's a couple of jump seats behind it, depending on the setup. The left is all the engineering parts. You got an engineer sat in the middle. You got your pilot on the left and your co-pilot on the right. It's a very busy cockpit, but there's lots of room to stand, and it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Look, we got Alexander in the Scotsman. He's in the basement, so we're gonna let him out of the dungeon. And direct from Edinburgh, from the bowels of the earth, freshly off the rack, I'm bringing up Alexander, our local Scotsman.
So, where's Trenton? Where's Trenton? Is that? So that have been from here to. Is that Trenton's Greenland? You landed in, and then, or is that England?
No, Trenton's in Ontario.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, I think I'm missing out where you are from there to there. Yeah. So you went. Oh yeah, obviously it'd be a different plane, wouldn't it? So you'd have had to fly over Greenland, back down south.
Yeah, Greenland is always, a pleasant thing to look out the window and.
Yeah.
I belong to Glasgow, dear old Glasgow town. When you said Edinburgh, as in it's not Edinburgh, Glasgow's further up in Edinburgh. Edinburgh's the capital city, as in where the Edinburgh Castle is. Glasgow's further up. That's where Billy Connolly came from, was Glasgow. That's where
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I prodded the Scotsman. Now he's been set off, and it's hard to stop it now. He's
yeah.
He's the baby that builds the boat.
No, because I'm looking
for Duracell battery. No, the battery looks like him or last like him.
How you doing, Alexander? You're looking great, buddy.
No, because I'm looking for a challenge for that.
What is it? Looks like a block.
It's for unlocking and actually repairing phones. I'm looking for ones with issues. I was I'm like, I've slept all day, and then end up by the time 6 o'clock come, I was like, I'm awake now, and I'm like bored, and I'm sitting there going like that. I'm thinking, who's on, as in on YouTube? And then I hang me. What I done is I messaged my guy in Wakefield, and I was like, and he's like, I'm going to sleep, and I'm like, I'm awake. I'm ready to go. And I'm like, and then I'm thinking, I wonder if there's anybody on YouTube or anybody I know that maybe, as in I either get phones or something, as in bits and pieces, because I want a challenge for this. I've just got it in. I just did it in last week. I bought it as in second hand, and I've used it. There's a guy who I've sort of got in town with him, as in that's on eBay himself, and he's technically minded, so he's been giving me a lot of bits and pieces about the box itself, and we've already done I think 2 LGs, but this thing does as in Samsungs and LGs, but it does most of the newer stuff. It doesn't do a lot of the older stuff versions, but it's a universal box. Now I want to see how good it is. I want to test it. I want to get challenges. I want to set it up challenges to see what it can do, what it actually can do itself. I want to find out how far can it go.
You must share that with us once you figure out how to do that, because for me, being an old fart, I'm only one step above rotary dial phone. So you're talking about all this technical jargon. I'm like, 747 just flew over my head, which is fine. And and I see Nick in the chat. He's going, "Are you doing a giveaway tonight?" No, I'm not. The giveaway is actually tomorrow. That's the Pay It Forward wheel is on Thursday.
I'm going to say
yes,
hello to the chat.
Yeah, and Zilla, yes, I thoroughly enjoy pirate movies, but I prefer privateer movies are far more interesting for me.
I'm wondering if we introduce my wheel, your wheel, and put them together. That's what I'm wondering about it. Because I do it differently, but the thing is, there's no point is I feel like we all know everybody that's in the chat, like Treasure Woman, or the rest, as in people that I've clicked up to. Also, we've got the American lot as well, as in it's all like Dale's supporters, plus also my supporters is the same as Dale's supporters. And I'm thinking,
okay, before you get too excited, Alexander, hear us out. Dale and I have been discussing this. We're going to do the Pay It Forward wheel the way we said it would go this month. Next month is a whole different ball game, and I'm going to let my friend Dale here. Hey, Dale. Explain the cool change to the Pay It Forward wheel to cover all collectors, not just coin collectors, everybody. Go ahead, Dale. Do your thing.
Okay, the cool thing is that whatever you collect, you got to send it to us, and we keep it.
That's completely different than what Alexander thought.
See, the thing is, when I started doing this, it was a case of buying to sell it, and then all of a sudden I was like, hold on a minute, what if I give something back to the supporters, because they're the loyal fans, they're the ones that make your channel. So I was like, well, they've gave me, and it's overwhelming for me to be picked on the USA team and said, there's your spot. Right now, they've done a lot of things to help me, as not financially, but supporting emotionally and mentally. So I want to do this back, and I'm like, well, I've got a lot of stuff that I don't need, and I'm like, how am I going to get rid of it? And I'm like, it's just overstock to me. So I'm like, what if I do? And this is what the whole idea with the wheel was for something that they enjoy, for them to come into the channel and enjoy it.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't numbers or views or whatever.
I fully understand where you're coming from with that, Alexander. But keep in mind, too, that in this channel, you have an opportunity to do swaps. So if you've got way too much of a coin, if there's any ones that you would like to collect, we get to know one another, and we can swap coins back and forth. It doesn't even there's no financial transactions involved. It's like, okay, I need this. This is worth maybe this much. Would you be willing to take these two coins or this coin in replacement? And we can build up each other's collections. It's especially handy when you're collecting world collections, right, Dale?
Absolutely. I'm just going to explain what the new change is quickly, okay? Because I have to do it quickly because, Alex and Jennifer.
I'll shut up as long as I know. But you give me the nod of when my turn is, so that I know, because that's what it should be.
Me too. Me too, Alexander. Me too.
I'm going to
go ahead, Dale.
Everybody in the chat. Hi, Treasure Woman. How are you? We got Alex, obviously. Numismaniac, sir. Nice to see you. I'm a Jackson. Good to see you, my friend. Zilla. I recommend Black Sails if you're into series as well. Black Sails is absolutely fantastic. Lalaya from Singapore is in the house. Papa G, great to see you. Mr. Nick Mona, and of course Mr. Dimebag, Darren Canadian Coins and Technology, absolutely fantastic person there as well. wonderful singing voice. And Ferret 45 is nice to see you, my friend. And of course, we've got StreamYards at the top. And yeah, the new way we're going to do it as from, I think it'd be Monday on Numismaniac's channel, because tomorrow is the last day for the month. It's your last chance to get on the wheel this month, tomorrow, if that makes sense. But if you want to wait until that draw's done, then you can do it afterwards. So it's entirely up to you. The way we're going to do it, because we want the whole community to be involved, and that's anybody from comic books, stamps, coins. Even if you want to do stacking, you got some gram silver, whatever, it's irrelevant. But if you've got some gram silver, constitutional silver, world silver, if you're into postcards, anything, we've decided to do a whole variety. So, for example, this is just an example. This is for Numismaniac, by the way. But if you're into numismatics, now numismatics, a numismatist is coins. A numismatics is to do a banknotes as well. So if someone wants to donate one of these or a banknote of the sort, you can do that. If someone wants to donate a comic, you can do that as well. Just let me know what you want to donate, and I'll write it in the book like I've always done, and I will put that in. If you want to donate a coin, any coin, you can do that as well.
Collector card,
a playing card, a base card, or whatever, or any card you want. It'll be any coin you fancy. So it's not just restricted to silver, because we've sort of been too narrow. I think it was just a trial and error to get us going and see how it works.
Some people are gonna have to be patient with me, because when I say, for instance, I donate something right to you or whatever, I've got to do it. When I do it, I've got to do it straight away, so I remember that's for such and such, so I don't get mixed up. I've got to do it as in it one at a time. I can't do a full load at a time, and I want to be able to start opening the boxes and start bringing stuff out, because I've got boxes as and it's not even opened yet. I want to start bringing stuff out to see what's in it. Start putting the organising stuff, because that's what I've been trying to do it for months now, try to organise stuff. I'm not opening boxes yet because of the amount of stuff that's in the room. It's like that, and I'm frightened that one of these days I'm going to fall or something or damage something because of how much is out there,
Okay.
The stuff that I'm keeping, the stuff that it's like, well, that's for to go back again.
So if you're interested in doing science fiction, and you got spare figures, or anything. So the idea is that everybody comes in and they can donate something that is part of their collection that is a spare, and you don't know what to do with it. You can have all these items come in to you. If you win, you can keep what you want, and you can still use the rest for your wheel until you go onto the wheel, and therefore you don't have to donate again until next month. And yet again, you can win again. And because it's going to be collectible items, like if you've got a spare limited edition card, a spare Pokemon card that is, I'm not saying high value, but something that is worth collecting. We don't want people to just send in anything of anything. Just let us know what you are in, so I've got a record of it, and then we'll work it out. We're still going to do 10. Going to be this month. I get used to this myself, and then we're doing a month at the end of the month. And another good thing about it is that I will be donating. I'm not going to win. I'm not in it to win it. I'm donating at the end of the month as well. So
and so am I.
Yeah. So it'll be an extra 2 items as an end of the month thank you giveaway to us that somebody can win. Again, you can still either keep them or you can still use them in. So it's like a free reign. So if we have, like, say, 10 weekly wheels in a month, and you've won quite a bit of stuff, you can keep 5 bits back for yourself and use the rest for the wheel, onto the wheel again, and you could win again. So that's the way we like to do it and try it out and do all that. So
because that was originally the first idea that Dale we started doing. Remember, Dale, as in the surprise bags. So I made all them up, and then eventually I went, this is not working. This is not working the way I'm thinking about it, because the whole idea was £30, so that you pay that then end up covered the shipping to send out, and they were getting a half decent, because I was making it up so there was enough stuff in it so that your 30 quid's covered. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I was working it, but it didn't work. It wasn't working, so I was like, well, got to come up with some other idea. See that as Dale says, it's like a trial and error. You got to keep trying stuff and see if it'll work, and then change it. It doesn't. That's it's not working. But nobody's actually input saying, look, as in this is or coming up with comments and saying, look, I seen you do this. I don't think that'll work. And explain it. Well, why do you not think it'll work for me, or why do you think it'll not work? Give me the pros and cons so that I can work it out. Because I see you're there for
Alex, as I said before, as we said yesterday about the game I play, or the way Numismaniac was doing history with coins, you've got to do it amongst yourself so you can understand it from a chat perspective. You just can't throw something together and think, oh, it's going to work on the live stream, because people, don't know nothing about it. You haven't put no information about it. You've got to market yourself first. You've got to play whatever you're doing so you're a contestant on the game, so to speak. And you've got to then do it efficiently so you're not overwhelming yourself with everything. Mm-hmm. So, and behind the scenes, I must have spent 2 or 3 days putting parcels together. And I had to streamline it a bit better. And it took longer to win the prizes, but I had to do it for that was efficient for myself. Okay, I'll try and keep it as free as possible. And then you got to because everything's cost. That's including the posting, the bags, the sellotape, the stamps. Everything. Putting the bits together to so nothing gets damaged. The capsules, everything's at cost. Mm-hmm. And so you're thinking, well, is this worth it? In the end, it was just easier for me to say, if you're going to send prizes, keep hold of them and then send them yourself. And that's why we've done it this way, because it's rather than having 2 lots of posting and then everything comes to us, that means we're going to have to send out 16 items to one person, and it's going to cost us a lot of money. They've already paid one lot of postage, and the postman's going to be going like that, going, oh yeah, so it's just at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 prizes on the board so far. Sorry, 13 prizes.
Sometimes some of the post offices are like, they don't want you to, as in stand there and you're like, what's the price of this, what's the price of that, and they're like I don't want to do the job. And you're like, well, you're supposed to be there helping me. I'm supposed to be the customer. You're supposed to be able to tell me the prices or whatever so that I can send that parcel wherever, because you's no better than what I do. But they don't want to be helpful.
Thanks for stopping in, Nick.
You take care, Nick.
Anytime.
My friend. But yeah, it's. I mean, you got to, if you're going to set a game up, you've got to understand it, and you've got to break it down into a list of gameplay rules like they do in a proper game, a board game, anything. It's got to be a structure so people can go and read it and say, right, got to do that.
The thing is, a lot of people wanted when I wanted to do that wheel, they wanted me to allocate them, so they wanted to pick the numbers and keep the numbers. And I was like, no, I don't think that's right, because you're keeping numbers, so you're allocating them numbers, so you're giving them numbers for them to keep them so that they don't change their numbers. And I was like, no, why don't we do it like Joe does, as in Joe Durbin on that, Karen, where they go, GAW, on the word I go, as in pick one alphabet, as in letter. So you would pick one letter, and that's the way I done it. It was like, well, 12 as in, so I was like, well, there's 12 spaces. This is what we're going to do, guys, as in, and it's going to be as in, you pick your number as in the chat.
So the thing is, though, Alex, you're explaining it in a way that other people are doing it. You've got to do it for the way you have to do it for yourself. That's easy for you to understand, so that everybody else understands. And then don't forget, as I said yesterday, you get 4 people come into your stream. You explain the rules, okay, and it could be a ton of rules, and then another 4 people come in, and you got to explain the same rules again. Then you got to explain the same. This is why when I did it, I said, right, all you got to do is pick a number A to Z, and there's 4 pieces on the board: white ones, red ones, green ones, blue ones. It was that simple. All you got to do is keep away from the red chips, sink the gold chips. You win a prize the last time you sink the ship. It's that simple. So it's broken down within a sentence. You know, that's you got to get that mindset in where.
But the thing is, my channel's not my channel. It doesn't. I'm the host. I'm the host of my channel. It's them that's supporting me. It's them that's made the channel the way it is, as in the 1K or whatever. It's them. It took me 3 years to build it. As in, it was Americans that helped me do it.
Mm-hmm. But you still got to structure it, Alex, so everybody still understands it.
I made it so simple, as in, because that's how I was like, well, and they were like, because I'm like, well, you're telling me,
support you no matter what's happening. But the fact
it was the fact he told me, I was like, I don't feel, as in, I didn't feel confident, or I didn't feel, as in, there was a lot of doubt, as in the back of the doubt in my mind, as in about doing allocated spots or allocated numbers, as in for people that, so they email you and say, oh, well, I want this number, I want that number. And I was like, no, this is not going to work, as in you're allocating numbers. So you're telling me you want me to allocate you a number and you want to stick to that number?
No,
so it means that other people can't get a chance.
It's your game. You do what you wish. Okay. And, you know, I think allocating numbers, that means nobody else has a chance of playing. So I wouldn't do it. I would just do it random, you know, for that night, and then say, right, okay. The way Stacks would do it when he used to do his Sunday fun day nights, you know, he would as soon as you come in, he'll give you a number. As soon as you come in, you give you a number. So you say, right, the first person in your stream, that's number 1. The second person in your stream, that's number 2. The first, and you just write it down, and you're saying, right, it's going to be the first 25. The first 25 that comes into your stream, you have 25 numbers or whatever numbers you have. Okay, so it's easy for you to use. So it's easy for you to keep track on. Okay, and so say you do 15 for arguments. This is why I've only done 10, because I can keep a track on it.
Exactly.
I'm not behind doing a load of administration for hours on end. Yeah, and you say, right, for tonight, I'm going to do the first 10. The first 10 that comes into your stream is going to be allocated a number. Okay, so say, for example, I don't know, Nick comes into your stream. So, right, Nick is number 1. Whoever else comes in is number 2. Who else comes in is number 3? And said, right, that's what you're going to be given.
Because they're the ones that we not marked down the numbers for the 3 weeks we did it. And then I was like, I'm knackered, I'm tired, I'm exhausted.
It is
Because don't forget, I'm out there as in going into auctions to buy stuff. So I'm not stopping buying, because I'm like, well, why should the money be sitting in my account not doing nothing? As in, why should they get the opportunity of loaning money out on my behalf, and I'm not getting any interest on it? But it's not the money side of it, deal. It keeps me going because I've got to have something to focus on.
I get that. But then you got to think that, you know, prices are going up, Alex, all the time. You know, they're going up and they're going to go up again. They're going to go up again. There's only so much before you can say, right, you know, don't forget, you're only on limited limited amount of money,
Exactly.
and where do you come to support a channel, or you go broke? And that's the
Exactly.
fine line. You know what I mean? You got a whole month before you get paid again, whenever you get paid, and then you go, well, okay, I'll do this in the middle of the month, or you do it once a week, or you don't have to do it every week. You can do it twice a fortnight, so then you're covered. You see what I mean? It's entirely up to you how you structure your game, because it's people will understand, right? People will understand that you do have a limited amount of money. You do have a limited to do it. You're trying to do the best for everybody, okay? But then you got to think for yourself at the same time. You're doing a host. You're on your own. A lot of these people who do stuff have people behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Okay, when I do my battleship, or when Numismaniac does his thing, okay, he's on his own. We all have real lives behind YouTube. We have our own real thing.
Exactly.
Okay? But these bigger channels, even though they're doing on their own, I can guarantee they have help behind the scenes. Okay,
Of course they do.
they have. They may look like the lone warriors, but I guarantee they have people out, like their family will help them, or friends will help them, or whatever. But the fact is, I do everything by myself. Okay,
Because the thing is, as in 710's got a helper, Steel Wheels' his helper, Steel Wheel Queen's his helper. Steel Wheel Queen does a lot of work, as in she's out there, as in the field, but she's not just helping him, she's helping others as well. And no disrespect to them too, do you know what I mean? But it's like you feel as if you're there and you're the lone wolf, and you're trying to do something, you're trying to make it enjoyable, you're trying to do it, and you're trying your hardest, and you get to a stage where you hit a brick. It's as if you hit a brick wall.
It's always.
What am I doing this for? Why am I doing this for?
Yeah, there is a lot of people out there. That every day is going to be a brick wall, and that's what it feels like. Is going to be a brick wall. I get it as well. I get a bit. That is why I go ahead of myself. I do a lot of work on my own. Everything I do on my own, and I get ahead of myself so that I can have time off. Okay, people think I upload every single day, but I don't. I spend the whole weekend and I do a whole week's worth, and I get to around about Thursday, and I do a couple ahead, and on Saturday and Sunday I do a whole rest of the week. Okay, right now I'm up till Saturday, so when it comes tomorrow, I'm going to be in another 4 videos, and then another 4 videos, and then I'm a week ahead. Okay, and that way I get time off. I can go and I can catch up with my comments. I can then catch up with my posting. I can watch videos. That's how I watch. As someone's playing, I can sit here doing the posting. I can go for a bunch of channels that I need to catch up with in 4 days, rather than going to bed right now and staying up all night watching videos and then being tired, lethargic. I mean, I've taken sleeping tablets at the same time, so I'm fighting myself. Mm-hmm. So I can sit here tomorrow. I can upload 4 videos. I can put all the information in. Okay. I can do all the editing that I need to do. That's done. The whole weekend's mine. I can then sit back, do the posting, waiting for membership stuff to come in. That's my when that comes in, I do that straight away. That's done. So if I've got anything extra to go out to them, I can just post that all at the end of the month. I go down to the post office, and we got a cafe next door to an Italian cafe, and it costs £1 for an Italian coffee. It's really nice coffee. It's real coffee. And then I can sit there, and I've done my posting, and I can watch a video, a couple more videos of people, and or I can go into a live stream, and I can enjoy my cup of coffee. Zoe's doing her thing, and I find it for me a lot more free time. I'm not tied in doing Battleship or Battle Chat, whatever people call it, where I was doing posted every single day, and I was overexerting myself. I was becoming tired. I was becoming withdrawn with myself. So I had to change it. I had to change it for me. And someone said, "Oh, because I'm so good at it, I changed it." Change it because I'm so good at it. No, I changed it because I was becoming ill for it. Okay.
Aye.
And I struggle with my speech. I struggle with my thinking. Things are getting worse. Okay, so that's why I've had to adapt my videos by doing visuals and putting everything in the, like I've always done, put everything in the description anyway. So if you don't see anything on the visuals, all you got to do is go into. I've got history in there about the coin. I've got more information on my coins than you.
See the way you're explaining it right now. That's the exact way I felt with eBay. It was taking over my whole life, but I was religiously doing it every week. The same thing. I go to hang my eyes and go to the car boot on a Sunday, pick stuff up. Monday, Tuesday, as and I was testing it and all the rest, getting it ready. Wednesday, Thursday, as and hang me, I was listing it, and then end up I was constantly doing that, and as my health was starting to take a slide. When I noticed my health was taking a slide, I was like, this is not good. I need to do something different. I need to change my life because this is going to kill us. It's just going to kill me at the end up. It's going to kill me.
I mean, the Canadian coin I've done today, which I'd done a few days ago. Okay. It's got, if you look at, no one ever reads the description. Hardly anybody reads the description. Now, sometimes I put in the description, if you read this description, right, and you told me what's in the video, you can win silver. Okay. It's only for that day. And I haven't done it on this one. But yeah, I put all the information about the coin on every single video. Okay.
I love the way you come over with the videos. You don't see CoinWorld, but you just hear him speaking, and it's like as if he doesn't show you as he's reading it off of anything, and it's coming out, it's flowing, and you're like, fucking hell, this is magic.
I haven't done a speech video in ages, for about 2 months.
Well, maybe I've not been watching them. Maybe I stopped watching them. Maybe I'm watching a lot of the older ones.
Yeah, I haven't done a video in speech for ages. I mean, it's been, wow, I can't remember when last.
But the thing is, I find my videos that I'm putting out, right, I'm not getting much views on them, right. The ones that I'm putting out, right, but I get more views for the live streams, and see when I do my apology videos, I seem to get more views than that. But I'm like, why do I need to apologise? What do I need to apologise for? I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. So why am I apologising in the first place?
Yeah. I mean, I know this one here, I put silver in it, but I've taken out the description, but I definitely put silver in this one. And I said, if you go down to the bottom, anywhere in the description, there would be like a silver code. And, but yeah, it's literally,
Aye, I'm not really into winning things. If I win something,
everything's in there. I mean, it's got more history in there. I mean, I go round. Numista's okay. I mean, I don't mind using Numista, but I use it as a base. And then I go round loads of different sites, and I get as much information as I possibly can, and I whack that into a video, because sometimes there's a video. They've got a video coming out tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? It might not be tomorrow. Might be in a couple of days. I think it's Friday. And it's a Belgian coin, okay? And it's really interesting because they don't really say this in Numista, right? Until you actually read it properly. Is that there's a French version and there's a Dutch version. So I put all that information in, and then I go on to different websites, and I'll like look and go, right, okay, well, that wasn't made by that coin. That wasn't made by that engraver. And I'll go and check. And what I do, I'll copy and paste the engraver's name, and I'll put that into Google, and they'll say, right, the coins he's basically engraved. And I say, right, okay, he definitely didn't do that coin there, so I'm not going to put that engraver's name in there. That's why I do what I do.
So you tell me, says to me, why don't you just do one coin at a time and start talking about the coins? But I don't do that. I take something out of my box and I'm like, right, that coin there, and then I'm like, right, I know that much information. It tells me whatever, blah, 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 because I bought it at auction, because they know more about it than I do. And then I start researching a lot of stuff as in about it because I want to know more about it.
Oh,
I want to know
actually,
more.
I wish Nick was still here. I need to ask Nick something. This coin here, the pattern coin. How many coins do you think was made? Not this particular coin. It's a similar coin, and the reason is this coin's so different is because the actual coins that are made in circulation has writing at the bottom. Okay, you have writing about here, and the pattern coins don't. Okay, and it's very confusing. And
Nick was asking. The thing was, Nick was asking what time this was finishing because Nick wanted to do a live, but he didn't want to do it.
No,
while,
I need to ask him
running.
something. No, I need to ask him something. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay. Anyway, how many coins were minted with the pattern coin? Not this coin, but the same coin. It's the same coin, exactly the same coin.
I don't know what coin you're talking about. I
This
don't
coin
even know
here,
what it
this coin
is.
in my hand. This coin in my hand has got a pattern coin. Yeah.
Right.
How many coins do you think were minted in the pattern coin?
Oh, no clue. Is it
2.
Canadian? Is it Canadian? Is that
No.
coin Canadian?
No.
Right, I don't have a book for
2
it then.
coins. 2 coins were minted. That's the history I find out. So I put it into my notes at the bottom. And it's those things that people around the world will miss because I found some amazing gems doing world coins. So I'm late, Dimebag Darren, Numismaniac, Mitmamar. It's good to see you, AC. Now today we're talking about different, obviously, collections, and this is what I want to talk about, Alex, actually, rather than doing that. So anyway, today I wanted to speak to Nick, but Nick left.
But that's my world coins, and I've got another 3 boxes. But they're all done. That was when when you buy off a Coin Cheapskate, it tells you what coin it actually is. So it tells you if it's Mexico or whatever. It tells you on
Yeah, but
the
it's
thing.
okay. I mean, what I'm asking about is the coin information. Okay, the actual real information.
I know what you're looking for.
Right, the person on the coin, the why the coin has that thing on there. I have that in my coins now and then. Who is that person? What is that bird? Every little detail on that coin, where it's supposed to be. The top. If you look at the top of the coin, the bottom of the coin, what legend's on there? What does the legend mean in English in translation? But anyway, I found these today. I was at the bookstore today. And I found these.
See what you're saying there. That's the part I love. Somebody come at me and say, "Look, don't know enough about this information. Can you find it out?" And that's when I start going, "Hold on a minute," and I'm there helping you, going like, "Watch this." I'm like, "There's the info," and I'm taking guys and pictures, all the rest, and showing you and giving you all the information. But I don't charge for doing that. I love that.
Charge for information. Information should be free anyway.
I know that, but what I mean is some people out there as in some of these places, some of these websites, that's what they want. There's a service there, and that's what they do.
I had my website
for information.
When I had my website, all you had to do is search the coin type, and it come up with all the information. Okay, and it said, "I do not do values because there's nothing being sold and bought on this website. It's basically an information site."
Exactly.
And it took me ages to do, but I just deleted it because I became, as I said, it was a lot of pressure for me, and I finished it, and it was up and running with an app. It was great for the app as well. But anyway, I found. Anyway, we're going off topic. I just want to find out these. Today, I was in the bookstore today, and now I don't know nothing about comics, but I did read this today, and this is what I wanted to bring up. So. Let me just show you what I had. Okay, now Wasteland error variant. Okay, here's the Wasteland comic. That's the error. Okay, but there's 3 types. That's the other comic book to it, and then there's the blank page. That's also the error. And there's a reason behind it. Is the whole reason behind why it's an error. And basically, in short and summary, the guy who was the artist who done the cover artist was out of signal on his phone, because don't forget this is 1988, so this is pre-technology, so this is pre-internet. So when he was on the phone, they didn't know what to do on the cover, so they decided to make it blank, and there's an error, and I found them today.
Wow.
So I found them. They're not in great shape, but yeah, I found them. So
there's still a value in them, but if you think about it, probably more than what you paid for them.
oh yeah, there's more, well, in the condition, I don't know. As I said, I don't know nothing about comics.
Aye.
Nick does, Neil does, White Mojo Wolf does, and yeah, these there's a third one to it, and it's the third one that is that cover, which is supposed to have been on there, and they did it has the and if I get it to the, if I can get it to so you can see it. Run a white cover. The real number is 6, which is what it is. The real number 6, May 1988, and it's blank. At first, I thought someone ripped the cover off, and then on the reverse is obviously Flash Gordon, which suspects it must be a proper cover. So.
Because you see, the less you handle them, the better, and that's why they usually put them into.
Use them. I mean,
I know,
inside,
that's why they put them into these seal bags. You see them in the seal bags.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, they're like that.
Aye.
Okay, they're like that. Okay, but obviously not in great shape, and I thought having both together is going to be more fun. So, and on. As from Monday, when it's Numismaniac's channel on Treasure Trove, these are going to be for gifts. So one of these are going to go to Neil, and one of these are going to go to White Mojo Wolf. I'm going to look for the third one, which is going to be the third one to this one, and I wanted to know if Nick has heard about these. Because I've already allocated them anyway. So I found them today. But whoever wants which one, they're going to have to fight over it, because I haven't got a clue. You know, I mean, they look after them, you know, I don't know what they're going to do with them, to be honest. You know, people like Prestine, it has been read. It's no writing in there. I looked inside. The colours are really vibrant. I mean, I've not read the story, but yeah, I found them. I thought to me, it was intriguing. I know there's what they call it, a naked cover, and that would be definitely the naked cover. There's nothing on there. But it's like anything, what I'm trying to get at with anything that you collect or do as a hobby,
there's something bothering me. There's something bothering me at the moment. There's something bothering me at the moment, and it's something to do with time. It's something to do with the coins as in Westminster are bringing out, and I saw it on that, what do you call it? It's called Coin Club. But there's a certain thing that's like it's part of a sci-fi thing. But I've got a funny feeling I know who actually started writing about that stuff.
Coins. But yeah, with anything anyway, with anything that you collect and do, whether it's stamps, comics, coins, whatever. I mean, I don't know anything about comics. I didn't know where to start, what to look for, and I didn't even know what you would search for in for the search for Google. So what I actually wrote was to search for Google was literally Wasteland number 6, May 1988, with a blank cover, and that's what it came up with. So yeah, it is literally it was just literally pure luck and chance, it come up on a Google search. I visited the website, and that's the site I went to called Recall Comics. And it's like anything, you can search anything and research anything. And
usually, if you find out who the author was, what series
well,
it was
it is
done
the
for,
author.
like
The
DC,
author's
what
on
if
there.
it was like done for like DC Comics or Marvel or whatever, you can look through their stuff and you can find it. But it takes a long time. It takes a lot of searching to find them.
It took me 5 minutes, Alex, to search for something. Okay, I didn't have a clue what to look for. Okay, and it explained why it was blank. Okay, and this is obviously a reputable comic outlet or whatever website, and it's got the story in there. It's got the whole story why it was recalled, why it was called that. Okay, why it was called the Tales of the White Cover.
That was Mike Gold, so I would go start with
I didn't want to check eBay. I don't want to check eBay because, you know, if there is some on there, you know, from around the world, I don't know. So I just wanted to.
You can have prices all over the place.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
One there, one here, one here, one there, one there, one there. It's like phones, as in they're all different prices. They're all different prices, but all different sellers. You know, what is the actual value of that?
Yeah, I just wanted to find out, right? Rather than using eBay, not for the price, but if I was finding something that was unique. Okay, because I wasn't on about the price. It doesn't. The price is irrelevant because they're going to go as gifts anyway. Because to me, for me personally, I don't collect comics.
But hang on, when I use eBay, I'm not using it for prices. I'm using it for information or
information and stuff like that. But they're all people. But even in some descriptions, right, with eBay, they can get a coin that is 10 trillion made, and they go, "This is rare."
I know.
There's nothing in the description, so I wasn't going to search for hours on end on eBay finding something that may not have been on there. Exactly. So I wanted to search for comic book sites and stuff like that, and that's exactly what I did. It took me 5 minutes to literally find that comic, and then I wasn't even actually searching. I wasn't even searching for this one. I just thought it looked pretty cool. So I thought I'll pick that one up, and I'll pick this one up. So, and that one they come as a set. So it was like a bonus. It was like a double whammy, you know. What's the point of different websites?
That was like my book. That was like my books when I bought them for Amazon, and I got and the box came in, and there's two books. It was a twin pack, but I didn't know it was a twin pack, and it didn't say in Amazon it was a twin pack. So I bought it, and I'm like, maybe they've made a mistake. And I'm like, why is there two books? The two books were as you said, so they were a series, as in that's the English or whatever, and then you get the one after the decimal currency. So I understand when you say about set. But it's like you try to find the last bit of that. I start going searching for that bit because I'm interested in it.
This one here says wrong cover. Okay, so I don't know the correct cover.
Aye.
Okay, so they got the same date on. They got the same date, but number 6. It should be not even number 6.
Aye.
Okay, you can't have number 6 and then number 6 again. You see what I mean?
Aye.
Right. So 1988, 175 US, 250 Canadian. Suggested for mature readers. Obviously, one's got Flash Gordon at the back, and the other one's got the Phantom at the back. And at first glance, me being me, I thought someone's ripped the page off of this. You know, I thought someone's taken, some kid or whatever has taken the photo of this, taken the picture of whatever that should be on the front, because this is underneath it. This is about 4 comics down, and the other ones were quite naff and they were torn. So that's why I thought I'll go through them. I thought, well, that's a good one. This is a good one. And I thought, well, that's different. As someone ripped the cover, and I was actually looking at the staples, thinking, I can't see no tear marks. And there you go. So,
It says Michael Gold. Michael Gold is an American comics writer, editor, and publisher known for his work as a former media coordinator for the Defense of Chicago Conspiracy Trial Group, editor and director of editorial. And it shows you some of the pictures. But that's what I'm saying. You found out the information of that, and I'm like, well, she's looking for the last part of that series. Now, what did he actually do? How many did he actually do? And that's when I start going, because I'm interested, because you've made me interested in it.
Yeah. So this was supposed to be number 5. Okay, that was supposed to be number 5 according to this website.
Mm-hmm.
And it says 6. Okay, and this is supposed to be number 6 with a different cover on it, because he lost signal on his phone when he was on the phone, and they just said print it out white blank, and they printed it. I think what he meant was print it with the border, and he'll sort it out later with an artwork, and it's publishing as. But anyway, regardless of that. But the picture's not that great.
I try not to take over with somebody. I'm actually hoping that they turn around and say, I'm going to do us a favour, going to research this. I don't want involved in it because I don't want to take over somebody else's work, because that's as if you're taking it over, you're taking control of the whole situation. And I've had people that are like, as in get really fucking shitty with me, as you take over and like this and blah blah blah, and end up I've got it in the neck, and I'm like, look, I don't need the hassle, I don't need it. I don't need you to start shouting and bawling at me. Yeah. I'm more trying to help.
I know. Yeah, just careful with the vanity a little bit, okay? I know you help a lot of people, Alex. You help loads.
Sometimes I don't feel as if I'm helping people. Some people are like, you've already helped me, Alex. But how did I do it? I don't know. I'm doing it.
It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as people acknowledge your help. It doesn't matter how, because you help people in ways you don't realize you're helping people in ways.
Exactly.
Okay. A lot of people help each other out. Whole me for YouTube, and the people I've met, all the incredible people I've met, for me personally, has helped me. Okay.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm always be thankful and grateful to everybody who comes out their day to spend time with me, and time with you, and time with Numismaniac, and we go and spend time with them, even though a lot of them don't do live streams, and we try and get into as many live streams as we possibly can. You have to. I will always be forever grateful. If I ever change,
think about it, that is like a proper family. That's the way.
I would never change the way I am with anyone. Okay, I am me, and what you're seeing is the real me. I have no hidden persona. I have nothing to gain from anybody.
Exactly.
I'm not one of these people who's self-gaining from anything. I'm not after anything. Okay, I just want to meet like-minded people from all over the world who's into the same stuff as me, so I can talk about it comfortably without and try not to uphold a conversation with somebody, and because even though I've been collecting a long time, there's always things I learn. Every time I buy a coin or get a coin, I'm always learning off others, and I will always be grateful for that knowledge. And when people help me, I'm forever grateful. Even no matter how big or how small, I'll always be grateful. And I'll try and put back. It may not be financially, but I'll try and help people in other ways. I never hide my subscribers, so people can go through my subscriber list and they can go and make new friends. Even in the comment section, you can go make great friends there as well. I've met amazing people throughout the community on all sorts of walks of life, not just the coins community, and everywhere else. And everybody's been so welcoming towards me. And I've seen people change. I've seen people change when they get to that 1,000. They've changed. Oh, they want to change the way they want to do things. That's completely up to them. But the fact is, I'm not going to change the person I am, because that's not me. I said to Numismaniac, I said to a lot of people, if I've never been out being a center of attention. I don't want to be a center of attention. Okay, I just want to be. People can come into my streams. They could be relaxed. They could be whoever they want, providing they obviously have this, not cause any issues. Then I have no problems. You know what I mean? And that's the way it's going to be.
I had a couple of old timers, and I was talking to one of the old timers, and I says, "Look, I want to do YouTube." I says, "But I don't know the do's and the don'ts about YouTube." She says, "There is no do's and don'ts about YouTube." But one of them turned around and says it's about keeping it real. And I went away and I thought, hold on a minute, what is he trying to tell me about keep it real? I was like, well, how do you... And then I started to ask myself the question, well, how do you keep it real? And that's when I come up with the answer. And I was like, well, you don't fake it in front of camera, so you don't be two types of people, as in one for the camera and one after the camera, or as in try to make it exactly as you said, a persona. But then I thought, hold on a minute, if I start editing videos, that's not real. That is not real, because you're editing the videos, you're taking the bad parts out of that video. So that's why I don't edit. That's why I don't edit it. That's why I never edit.
I don't edit my video. I mean, when I say edit, the only time I edit my videos, I pause it. So I flip the coin. So you haven't got my pause in the way, and then I add in like the flags. I put the coin in. I put the information in. People want to come in. The way I look at it, from my perspective, okay, when I talk about the coins, which is fine, okay, that's great, and the way people do their coin videos is absolutely fantastic, because everyone is different. Everybody's got their own signatures. Whether you talk about stamps, comic books, or whatever, everybody's got their own signature way of doing it, right? Now, the way I do it is that I want to see the coin. Okay, and then I want to visualize what to look for in the coin, okay, and what not to look for. Now I'm starting to do my error coins now, so even though I don't put PayPal out, I don't put arrows and overload it with graphics. I want to see the coin in its natural state,
Yeah.
And in its natural state from my collection, not a cut and paste coin from a picture. Which a lot of, there's a lot of people who do that. They cut and paste a picture and they get tens of million views for it. And it's not even from their collection. They haven't even got the coin. You know what I mean? They haven't even got the coin in their possession, but they get 10 billion views. And people who do a lot of work on their channel, I mean, not just me, I mean about everybody who has a real thing in front of them, and they get a small amount of views. And then you get somebody who gets a picture and cuts and pastes it and go, yeah, for that photograph, I'm going to get 20 trillion views,
But it's like you turning and saying to me, it was like you turning and saying to me, I watched your video the other day, or you phoned me up and we were talking, I was over the phone, you turned and says, I've got something to tell you. Now I listened to what you said, and he says, when you do a coin, when you put them under the microscope, you go too fast with them. And you went, the way you do it, it's like all over the place. So I stopped and started doing it as in slower, because I was doing it too fast. But I took that information away because I knew you were helping me. You're telling me things that I'm doing wrong. You're not having a go at me. You're not
wrong. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. It's more constructive criticism. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I was almost having a seizure before. I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It's like trying to get a prize. It's just trying to watch a fly and get what his eyes look like. He's like,
aye, because I'm trying to get it in view, and I'm and it's like mirror view, and it's going left instead of right, and I'm like, fuck it, and I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? It's mirrored. So it's like you got your right is your left, and your up is your down is your up.
Aye.
And it is awkward. I get that, but that's
everything I do. That one's
Every
better.
day I
Than
do on
the
my phone.
this one's better than the last one, but it needs to be. It needs a
Higher.
better stand. It needs to be higher because when you actually turn it that way, it starts going out of focus. You know, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's almost so close to the coin. If you got a thick coin, it won't zoom in on it.
Aye.
Because I had a similar one, and obviously I was doing stuff on it, and then the light
I'd
went
like
out.
to. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to buy a better one and better quality, or something that is a lot better than that. But I don't feel that it's the right time at the moment. I can't justify. I've got to justify. It's like me buying something. I've got to justify it in my own head. That's how much I spent.
Yeah, I've got a suggestion for you. Okay, and what you need to do is stop going into auctions, then buy yourself a scope, then go back into auctions again. Anyway, Alex, I've got to go to bed. So, because it's like, as you know, it's 1:30 in the morning here.
Where is Numismaniac? Did he go? Did he disappear?
He had to leave. He had to leave. So he let me stay in charge for a little while, and we're back tomorrow anyway.
So what time did Numismaniac start? What time is it over? As in, I know it says 5 p.m. MST, but what is it? Our time? What is that our time?
That'll be 12 a.m. So
Right.
we started about an hour and a half ago.
Right. So did I manage to catch the start of it, or was I in the air?
About 20 minutes in or something like that. Yeah, so it's okay.
Because I was like, I was like, where the hell is he talking about?
But yeah, tomorrow's treasure trove. So it'll just be like it'll be just doing what we do yesterday on Mondays and Thursdays. That's to do with the wheel. So with the game.
See, I don't know where to do. Keep doing the wheel on a Friday or where to, because one minute I'm like, did I do it a Friday? Do I know? And then I'm like, what if I end up start dating or start courting somebody? I'd rather be out.
See what you got to do. Don't worry. Look, any girlfriend or partner or wife or whatever, if you're doing a hobby, and you're into a hobby, should accept what you're doing. Okay. Oh, there he is.
There he is, and there I'm going. I've got to run a little bit early today. So you guys have yourself a good time, and I will catch you on the upswing as soon as I get.
You guys tomorrow, 9 p.m. GMT down below, and then Monday be back on Monday 5 p.m. Not Wednesday. Monday. This is.
Oh, but whose one is it? Where will it be? What treasure trove is it? Yours.
Yeah, tomorrow will be Dale.
Right, so it's Dale.
9 o'clock tomorrow. 9 p.m. tomorrow. Our time.
Exactly.
And, much love and respect to everybody. Thank you, EAC for popping in, and of course Skipper. My thoughts and wishes, obviously, and I will see you all tomorrow.
Absolutely, look forward to it. Cheers.
Bye.